This is the video for St. Patrick's Day, Wednesday, March 17th. Every interview ends with an opportunity for you to ask a question. What are 2 or 3 good questions to ask? So just answer that on your own, from your own knowledge and from your own experience. And unpause the video when you are done. All right. Every interview ends with the opportunity for you to ask questions. Unfortunately, most people, when given that opportunity, shake their head and say, not really, I think I'm good. This is a wasted opportunity. Ask questions early on and throughout the interview. Your questions are not just for information, they're an opportunity to impress. I don't believe that, especially in a first interview, it's a good thing to do to ask about salary or asking about hours. You are trying to, during the first interview, you're trying to convince them to hire you. Eventually, it'll be time for them to convince you to take the job. And that's when the salary and hours and questions like that, benefits, for example, will be exchanged. You're trying to impress them. You're trying to impress them with the depth of your thinking. You're trying to impress them with your attitude, with how into this you are. And so asking questions can be a great way to do that. Also, sometimes provide information if you're actually unclear about something. So first, ask for a connection in that first blank. To break the ice, make the interview a conversation. You can ask things like, how long have you been with the company? How did you get here? What is your leadership style and or communication style? And what do you enjoy most about your work? These are questions that are going to make your conversation into more of a conversation rather than a simple question and answer interview sort of style. It'll be much more enjoyable for them and will leave more of a lasting impression of you for them. Just use common sense and don't ask anything too personal. I wouldn't say that it's a good idea to be asking anything that personal. No, hey, is this your kids? Well, tell me about your kids. What's their names? Like, I wouldn't do anything like that. I would just ask for professional questions about the job and about them specifically at the job. Ask about fit. The interview is a two-way street, and you want to make sure that this is where you want to be. I think it's always a good idea to sell yourself to the company. I said you'd have an opportunity for them to sell you later, but even sometimes when you just have the attitude that you're a catch and that they would be lucky to have you, that kind of confidence will go a long way in helping you get that job. So I do think it's a good idea to make that a two-way street and make sure this is where you want to be. Some examples are, what types of people win here? What types of people have failed here? And what is the company culture like? Again, because if this isn't you, it would be good for you to know that. And if this is you, then you can tell them how it's you. Like, what types of people win here? You can ask them that, and then they'll tell you, and then you say, oh, that sounds like what I'm trying to be, and this is how. Something like that. Next, ask for clarification. That's the third blank here. It's important that you're clear on what the role is and what will be expected. What are the key areas of responsibility? How does this role help the team win? And how will my performance be measured? This is really important because you want to make sure that you're getting into the right thing and that you're going to be the right person for the job, and you can convince them that you are. It's important that you are asking these questions because you don't want something else to be expected of you later that you can't deliver on. Last, ask for the job. When you get the answers to your questions and feel great about the role, don't overlook one last important question. Ask for the job. It's a great way to show self-confidence and enthusiasm while leaving the ball in the hiring manager's court. Again, you'll need to use common sense and gauge your interviewer's tone and level of interest. So this is kind of a risky one, but you have to do it in a tone that makes sense. So they don't say, hey, do you have any questions? And you say, can I have the job? It'll come off like it's a joke. And so you need to gauge the relationship that you have with the interviewer and try to figure out what they're like. So some of the ways that you could do that, while it seems natural, are there any ways I can help you determine that I'm a good fit? Are there any questions I haven't answered? And what is the next step in the hiring process? So asking these things, it's basically like asking for a job without your question being, can I have this job? That way, it'll make them feel like you're interested in the rest of the hiring process. When will I hear from you? Maybe not as good as what is the next step in the hiring process. And then any questions I haven't answered, that's the kind of thing where if there's something that you can say that can help them determine the fit, that'll be a good thing to ask.